Giudice was just a child when she first started appearing on the Real Housewives of New Jersey, but she's never been afraid to speak her mind. In a podcast interview, Giudice's oldest daughter said that the RHONJ cast is jealous. Keep reading to find out why. The Real Housewives of New Jersey viewers have watched Giudice quite literally grow up before their eyes. She was just 8 when the show debuted in 2009. Now 23, Teresa's oldest daughter is a college graduate with a degree in criminal justice studies. She put plans to go to law school on hold to embrace the social media influencer lifestyle while it's still hot. RHONJ fans are divided over Gia's continued presence on the Bravo show. She often films confessionals and puts herself in the middle of the drama. Giudice launched a new podcast in June after leaving her previous podcast. She brought Gia onto the show earlier this week as a guest. The two spoke about their close relationship. Gia said that she's always had her mom's back and always will. According to Monsters and Critics, Teresa's daughter added that the other RHONJ stars are jealous that they don't have the same type of relationship with their own kids. I'm very much an adult, but the people who also say that about me are they're very insecure and jealous. They're jealous because they don't have somebody like me on their side. While some fans want Giudice to join RHONJ as a full-time housewife, others think she needs to learn her place. She's often accused of being disrespectful to her mom's co-stars, as well as her uncle Joey. Gia once had a tense confrontation with Teresa's brother that left viewers feeling annoyed. But according to Gia, she's never been out of pocket with the RHONJ cast. I have never been disrespectful. I've always voiced my opinion and I've always had my mother's back, she said. She added that the other women involve her in the drama. A lot of these women have involved me and have involved my name in things. Giudice shared a message for anyone who had a problem with her supporting her mom. Do you agree with Gia that the other RHONJ cast is jealous of her close relationship with Teresa? Share your thoughts in the comments. Jennifer Havener grew up in a small town in upstate New York. She earned her BA in Writing and Literature from Rhobh University in Boulder, Colorado. She always knew watching reality TV shows and soap operas, particularly Days of Our Lives, would come in handy someday. When she's not writing, she's playing with her dogs, Lola and Rhobh. Giudice says RHONJ cast is jealous of her. Navigating fame, family, and frenemies. When it comes to the world of reality television, few families are as synonymous with drama, loyalty, and fame as the Giudice clan. Giudice, the eldest daughter of Teresa Giudice, has been a fixture on the Real Housewives of New Jersey, RHONJ, for much of her life. While she started as an innocent bystander to her mother's fiery feuds, Gia has grown up in front of the cameras and is now a full-fledged personality in her own right. In a recent interview, Gia made headlines when she boldly stated that some of the cast members of RHONJ are jealous of her. It's a statement that has sparked conversations among fans and critics alike, raising questions about the unique dynamics at play on the show. But what exactly did Gia mean, and is there truth to reclaim? To understand the complexity of this situation, one must delve into Gia's evolution from a child star to a powerful figure in her own right, and the tensions that naturally arise when younger generations start to steal the spotlight. Growing up in the spotlight, Giudice was just a child when her family was thrust into the chaotic world of reality TV. Her mother, Teresa Giudice, is one of the most iconic housewives across the entire franchise, known for her bold personality, fiery arguments, and unwavering loyalty to her family. Teresa's involvement in RHONJ inevitably meant that Gia, along with her sisters, became secondary characters in the larger narrative. However, Gia was never just another reality TV kid. Fans quickly became invested in her life, watching her navigate her parents' legal troubles, her father Joe Giudice's deportation to Italy, and the various feuds that shaped her family's relationships. Her heartfelt performance at her sister Adriana's christening, where she sang a song about her family's struggles, endeared her to viewers, showcasing her emotional depth even at a young age. But growing up on reality TV isn't easy. While Gia initially remained somewhat in the background, focusing on school and her personal life, as she matured, she became more vocal about her thoughts on the show's drama, especially when it concerned her family. By the time she was in her late teens, Gia had become a force to be reckoned with. A new generation of housewife fast forward to Today, Gia is no longer just Teresa Giudice's daughter. She's a young woman who has built a strong social media presence, earned a college degree, and even started her own career. With nearly 1 million Instagram followers, Gia is a full-fledged influencer, partnering with brands and sharing her life with fans outside of the RHONJ bubble. Her rise in popularity has coincided with her increasing involvement in the show's storylines. While Gia isn't an official cast member, she frequently finds herself embroiled in the drama, especially when it concerns her mother. Fans have watched Gia call out her uncle, Joe Gorga, for disparaging remarks about her father, and she's become more vocal about standing up for her family. As a result, some viewers have wondered whether Gia is positioning herself as a future housewife, and it seems that some of the current cast members might be feeling threatened by her growing presence. Gia's claim of jealousy. In her interview, Gia didn't mince words. She suggested that some of the women on the show might be jealous of her youth, beauty, and rising influence. At first glance, this might seem like a bold statement from someone who isn't even a full-time cast member. However, when examined closely, there may be some truth to her claim. For one, RHONJ has always been a show centered on family dynamics. From the beginning, Teresa and her brother Joe Gorga's relationship has been one of the central conflicts on the show. Over the years, we've seen how the family drama has impacted not just the adults but also the younger generation, including Gia. As Gia grows older and more assertive, she naturally commands more attention. In a world like RHONJ, where attention equates to power, it's understandable that some of the older cast members might feel threatened. Gia represents the new generation of reality TV stars, young, attractive, and savvy with social media. In many ways, she's the future of the franchise, and that can be intimidating for those who have built their identities around being the central figures on the show. Tensions with the cast. One of the clearest examples of this tension came during a heated argument between Gia and her uncle Joe Gorga. Joe, who has been a staple on RHONJ for years, has often expressed frustration with Teresa and her loyalty to her ex-husband, Joe Giudice. In one particularly explosive moment, Gia confronted her uncle, telling him that he needed to stop speaking poorly about her father. The confrontation was intense, and it was clear that Gia was no longer the little girl who would sit quietly while the adults argued. This shift in Gia's role within the RHONJ universe hasn't gone unnoticed by the rest of the cast. Some have praised her for standing up for her family, while others have hinted that she might be overstepping her boundaries. Margaret Josephs, in particular, has expressed concern about Gia getting involved in the adult drama, suggesting that it's inappropriate for her to insert herself into the conflicts between the older cast members. But from Gia's perspective, it's all about loyalty. She's made it clear that she will always stand up for her family, and she's not afraid to call out anyone who disrespects them, even if it means going head-to-head with her uncle or the other housewives. Is there jealousy? Is there jealousy among the cast? It's possible. While the older housewives have built their brands and fan bases over years of drama and personal evolution, Gia represents something new. She's the fresh face of RHONJ, and she brings with her a new kind of influence, one that's rooted in social media and a younger demographic of fans. For a cast that's used to being in the spotlight, it's understandable that some might feel threatened by Gia's rising star. Moreover, Gia's claim of jealousy might not just be about fame. It could also be about the changing dynamics within the Giudice-Gorga family. As Gia steps into a more vocal role, she's challenging the older generation's authority, and that can create friction. Whether it's about youth, influence, or family loyalty, there's no denying that Gia's presence on RHONJ has shaken things up. The future of Gia on RHONJ. As Gia continues to grow into her own, it's clear that she's no longer just a supporting character.